Well, welcome back to the Pro Body Lifestyle Podcast. I'm your host, Janos Prochuk, and this is my lovely co-host and my wife, Melissa Prochuk. We are here today to talk about how to navigate busy seasons, how to stay on track in a busy season, because the reality is that life is busy. There's always things coming up. There's always stuff that you need to do. And there's never really a season where you have nothing, where you can just focus on your health and fitness goals. And sometimes life gets even more busy, where you feel like you get loaded up with more assignments, loaded up with more demands on work. And what we find leads to success in your health and fitness journey is those clients of ours, or just people in general, who learn how to navigate those busy seasons and not just feel like they have to pull the plug on their health and their fitness and their nutrition.
Yeah, if you're someone who's waiting for life to quieten down to work on your health and fitness goals, then this episode is definitely for you, because we find that a lot of our clients or a lot of people that we know will wait for those seasons when life, like you said, is never going to quieten down. You may get a quiet week, a quiet month, but if you can learn how to navigate your healthy habits through a busy season, you can navigate your health and fitness goals at any time of the entire year. So it's really beneficial to learn this as soon as possible, because I'm always telling my clients, especially my female clients, if they haven't got many responsibilities right now, they're like, oh, Mel, I've got all the time in the world to do this. I'm like, yes, but if you can learn to be structured now and to learn how to do it now, it will get easier before, for example, if you get married, before you start to have kids, before you get a full-time job. Learn it now to make life easier later.
The other thing too is that if you learn how to do it in the busy seasons, that's where you're actually setting yourself up for success in, the grand scheme of your life. Because if you can lose weight or if you can build muscle in a busy season, then how much easier is it going to be in a season where you have more time available?
Yeah.
So this is actually one of the most essential skills you need to learn if you want to have a lifelong transformation where you lose the weight or you build the muscle and you maintain it. Because again, life is busy. There will always be demands that are put on you, whether it's from your life changing and you might have kids, you might have babies, or your life might change and you might start university or pick up some extra degrees, or maybe you're, working and you're starting to study because you want to change careers. So it's about learning how to be like, okay, well, you know what? I'm a human. I have a body. I need to manage my body and my energy levels regardless of how busy I am. So if you look at someone like the busiest CEOs in the world, like they still prioritize their health and their fitness because they know that I live in this body 24/7. So I should probably take care of it.
Yeah, and some of our best clients are our busiest clients.
Yeah.
And it's learning to navigate that and realize, like you were just making that point then, where the busiest people realize that they perform their best when they're looking after themselves. Like I know for me personally, when I put my health and fitness first and fill my cup and make sure I always fill it in some capacity, whether I'm in a quiet season or a busy season, I perform my best in my work, in my relationships, in my everyday life. So it's a really important aspect. We're not just always encouraging you to get into the gym and eat healthy just because it makes you look good. It's about how you feel as an individual, how you perform as an individual. So if you've been feeling like you keep putting off your health and fitness goals because you feel like you're the busiest person in the world, and don't get me wrong, I know other people are more busier than others, but it's about going, okay, am I either going to sit in a victim mentality and go, well, I'm too busy, I'm not going to reach my health and fitness goals, or should we, after this podcast, go, you know what? I actually can do something about this. It may not be to the capacity that I want to do it, but I can do half that capacity today.
Yeah. I think one of the biggest mistakes that a lot of people make is they have that all or nothing mindset where it's like, well, if I can't commit 5 days a week to my training, if I can't, meal prep all my meals, and if I can't do everything perfect, then there's no point in doing it at all. Yep. And I think that that's the biggest mindset shift that people need to make, is you need to look at your exercise and your nutrition, like your health, like your hygiene. Like you never wake up and you're like, oh no, I'm so busy. You know what? I can't take care of my hygiene. I'm not going to brush my teeth
today.
I'm not going to have a shower. It's like learning to navigate. Okay, when you have time, maybe you brush your teeth a little bit longer. Maybe you take a little bit longer in the shower. Maybe your healthcare routine is a little bit longer when you have more time, and you might, take the pleasantries of washing your hair and doing all those type of things. But then when you're in a busy season, it's not like you completely bail on all of those things. It's like, well, no, because I'm a healthy person, I'm a hygienic person, I'm still going to go to the lowest level of those. So maybe I brush my teeth for just like a quick minute or 2 minutes before I go out the door. Maybe I have a shower, but maybe it's just a 5-minute quick rinse shower where I just quickly wash everything, but I'm not going to do like a deep clean of my body. And I think that that's the exact same thing that we need to have that same mindset with our exercise and with our nutrition, where it's not a perfection kind of mindset. It's like, okay, well, if you're busy, what can you do? And you don't have to think about, oh, but I don't have time for a whole hour long workout. Again, some of my best transformations and my best clients have gotten their results just doing short, effective, like 20 to 30 minute workouts, like 2 days a week. And they can still get amazing results because they haven't got that mindset of all or nothing.
Yeah, it's a great point. I think it's definitely about first step is making sure it's a priority in your life. If you look at your health and fitness habits as I'll just do them if I have time, you're already setting yourself up for failure. Where we wake up, and yes, we're PTs, but even if we weren't PTs, I would still do the same thing. Health and fitness goals are on the same level as brushing my teeth, eating, and doing all the benefits that I need to be doing throughout that day. It's on that level. But if you look at it and go, oh, training is just a maybe, then your brain is already going to give you the excuse of, oh, you're too busy, you've already done enough work today, don't go to the gym. Or, you know what, you've actually done really well this week, have that cheat meal, whatever it is. So I think it's really important to make sure it's a high priority. And when you do make it a high priority for a season, you may need to deprioritize something else in your life for that season as well. So if you're a really busy person, which let's be real, most of us are, then there are some things you're going to have to sacrifice. And if you feel like you're not making time for health and fitness, then this is where you need to look at your calendar and go, well, where is my time going? Because we all do have some time that we can set aside for our health and fitness. It may not be to the level that you may want to do it in comparison to other people, but there is some time and some habits that you can fit in. So it's just about first putting the priority first and then reassessing where your time's going.
Yeah, and just make it a non-negotiable. Like, you just have to realize that with some of these things, like, they will catch up with you eventually if you continue to neglect it.
Yeah.
Right? And so I always love to use the analogy of the human body is like your car. Like, you can neglect your car for a little bit, but you can't neglect it for too long. Otherwise, it's going to be more money to fix it later if it has major issues later.
Yeah, I just used that analogy yesterday with the client.
Really?
Yeah, I did. I thought of you too. I was like, I use it more in the aspect of like, you know, you go to the petrol station, you can put E10 unleaded in your car, which is fine. Your car will still go eventually, but eventually your car, the engine will, I don't know, I'm not a car person, but it won't run as well, I'm guessing. But if you put premium petrol in, like eventually that car is going to last over time, and because you're putting good quality petrol in, right? So it's the same thing with your nutrition, your healthy habits.
Yeah.
You know, if you're putting bad nutrition into your diet, yeah, your body will still use it, but it's not going to be the same effect as really good quality nutrition. Nothing to do with what you're talking about, but I just remembered that. Anyway.
But it's very similar, actually. Slight angle shift on that one is, I like to think of it like your workouts. Like, you can neglect one or two. So just like if you were in a rush to go somewhere, you're like, oh, I'm so busy, I didn't leave myself enough time. Your car starts getting low. You can skip the next petrol station, but you can't use that as a long-term strategy where you keep skipping petrol stations. Otherwise, eventually your car will go down to empty and you'll run out.
I used to do that. I'm like, I know my car, I can get there.
Yeah. And so that's where with your workouts, it's the same thing where it's like, okay, in a busy season, maybe I'll skip one workout, but I have one of those rules where I never skip twice. So if today I've chosen to skip the workout, again, that's last case scenario. So best case scenario is I just do a shorter workout, or I just do a little 20-minute workout, or I split the workout up, or maybe if I didn't get it in the morning, I'll aim to get it in the afternoon, because one of my habits is I just want to get it done in some capacity before the end of the day. But if I do happen to just skip it, I have the never miss twice rule where I'm allowed to skip it once, but I'm not allowed to miss it another day, because now I'm developing a habit of skipping my workouts.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Now, we've written a few different points today that we want to talk about that should help you if you're in a busy season currently. Like, you might be someone who's like, Mel, I'm already busy. I'm always busy. There's never a season where it dies off. So this episode's going to be really good for you. And I think the first thing to acknowledge as a busy person is you probably feel very overwhelmed. And thinking about adding like healthy habits on top of this can seem like a chore. And you're like, well, why would I add more onto my plate when I'm already thinking about what my kids are doing, what's happening at work, and my boss is putting a lot of pressure under me. Whatever it is, you're thinking there's no time for the things that are a maybe. So now we have to readjust and go, okay, well, in a busy season, how do I make sure that I still fit these health and fitness goals in? And for me personally, when I'm in a busy season, I'm already like a very organized and prepared person, but I become like overly prepared, because the more you prepare and think ahead in a busy season, the less decision fatigue that you have. And if you're already overwhelmed and feeling like you have decision fatigue and feel like you're waking up and your energy is already zapped, then having everything prepared and organized for you is what's going to set you up for success. Like I wake up and if I'm really organized and prepared and I've thought ahead and planned the night before, I know exact clothes I'm wearing. I know my food is already organized and prepped in the fridge and ready to go in a lunchbox. I have my workout plans and what time I'm doing it that day. It may even just be a 20-minute workout. Even though I want to get an hour workout in, it's just 20 minutes. If I can't get an hour walk in, it's just 20 minutes. Do you know what I mean? Like I have it all organized. Instead of getting rid of everything, I organize it so I don't have to think on the day. I just have to do.
Yeah, that's a big point. Like, it's just taking action. Like, get out of your head and get into your body.
Yeah, we waste half the time.
Don't think about going for
about
the walk for half an hour. You could have already fit the walk in when you, in your head, you're deliberating whether I should do something like, oh, I'm too busy. I know I should go exercise, but do I have time for it?
Should I put the washing on instead?
But then I won't be able to have time to shower.
Yeah.
And it's like, just get into the gym.
We've had those days
and get it done.
Like if we haven't planned, we've had those moments where we sit on the lounge and we're like, oh, like, should we go train or should we do the podcast now? Should we do this? Now we're like, no, like we are organized on point. Otherwise we waste time.
It's so funny. It's like, should I do A first and then B and then C? Or should I do B first and then C and then A? Or should I do C and then A? And then it's just like, just do any of them, because if you do one of them, then you can do the other one after. So
usually
just
though,
get it done.
Taking the action of just one of them leads you into the others really well. Like I know for myself, when I'm struggling to do work tasks, I'll start with a really easy task that doesn't take much mental load, and that will get me into the flow of working. Then I'm like, okay, now I can tackle the hard task. But that's for another day. We can talk about that. Another thing that I like to do, and I've got a lot of my clients onto this who are really busy, like for example, busy mums, people who work full time, you've got a really busy uni schedule, whatever it is, I get them to at least track their food at least one day in advance. So you're waking up and you're like, what's on my menu today? Because the worst thing is when you think you're actually going to stay on track with your food on a Sunday, you're like, nah, I don't have to track. I don't have to waste time. I will stay on track this week. You get to Wednesday, your emotions are going to take over. You're already exhausted. There is no way, I can guarantee it, you're going to whip your phone out and go, yep, let's weigh every little ingredient now when you're already rushed and you've got 20 minutes to eat lunch. There's no way you're wasting time then. But if you already have it tracked in whatever tracker that you use, whether it's our app or something else, and you have your food prepped and planned and weighed out already, you just have to follow the plan. You don't have to think anymore. And if you're a busy person, the last thing you want to be doing is wasting energy on thinking about things.
Yeah. And this is where like we often teach flexible dieting, right? Where that way you have more flexibility with your nutrition. And as long as you find that it hits your macros and your calorie goals, then you can eat those foods because you will lose weight. But this is not a season when you're busy to do that because you're having to make too many decisions. So that's where I actually like and encourage my clients to create a flexible meal plan for themselves. So instead of having to scan their foods all the time and figure out what they should be eating, it's like, well, you're busy. You just need to be executing on, I need to eat this, then this, and then this. So that's where you can just take some time, just take down like half an hour, an hour. It'll be one of the best hours you spend of your life. And just create a flexible meal plan for yourself. So once you know what the calories are, you need to figure out, okay, well, how many meals do I want to have for the day? So if my goal is 2,000 calories and I want to have 4 meals a day, so maybe breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks, and I want to have it evenly spread, then I can have 500 calories for breakfast, 500 for lunch, 500 for dinner, 500 for snacks, and that's 2,000 calories.
Yep.
You can obviously allocate it however you want. But then what I'm going to do is I'm going to find what meal will I do for breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks. And I like to recommend picking 2 to 3 meals for each of those options. So that way, once you've picked those meals, you've searched on Google or TikTok or whatever, low calorie, or you could type exact if you know your meal plan calories. You could say 500 calorie dinner ideas with, high protein. Find 3 of them for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. And now you actually don't need to track anymore because now that you've tracked it once and you sat down for that hour to plan, you know that if you eat any of those options, you know that it can just be automated now and you don't have to actually technically track. But we recommend, because in our app, you can save recipes in your app. So it is just copy and paste. So in that way, you have the menu, you know exactly what you need to be eating. And now it's actually easier because you don't have to think and use your brain to figure out what you eat. You just need to eat what's on your flexible meal plan that you picked and you created.
Yep.
And the only time you need to now track and get your phone out to figure out what to eat is if you're going to get bored of a meal and you want to find a new meal. That's when you'll get out your phone and be like, okay, what's a new 500 calorie dinner idea with at least 30 grams protein? Then find another one, add that to your meal plan now as well.
That's a really great point. And I love that you brought up nutrition because in our experience with clients, we've realized that nutrition is probably the number one habit that people kind of push to the side when they're really busy. And if you can really learn how to overcome that in a busy season, it's what's going to help you. So that tip is a really good tip. And it kind of leads into one of my tips where when I'm in a busy season, actually, I always do this, but because we're always busy, eat very similar meals. And until you get sick of it, then switch it to something else. Like my clients always are like, they're like saying things like, oh, wait, you mean I can have the same meal every day? I'm like, why not? You can have the same meals unless you're someone who needs variety. But if you have the same meals all the time, like there's at least the same breakfast or the lunches for the week, you can make them all with the same portion sizes. Then you can track them once and then copy and paste into your tracker. And then that's all you've got to think about for that week ahead. You make your life easier. And I'm not saying it has to be plain chicken with broccoli. Make it something fun. And like Janosch was saying, fit it into your flexible meal plan. If you know that you're saving around 500 calories for lunch, make some of your favorite lunches within 500 calories. Because I know when people push nutrition to the side, they'll go into the office, they'll get enticed by what everyone else is doing, and that peer pressure will really get to you. But if you come prepared with your nutrition already ready to go in a Tupperware container, you're going to be, yes, maybe the odd one out. However, you're the person who's going to reach your goals. You're also the person who's saving money on already having meals that you've prepped and tracked and everything like that. And you don't have to go buy an overpriced meal at the cafe downstairs. So you're already one step ahead. But you have to think about this before you get to work. Don't be thinking the morning of that you're going to be someone who already is rushed and you're like, no, like I'll have time in the morning just to slice the chicken up and put it in a container. You probably won't. I don't even do that.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I hope I'm going to be healthy today. It's
Yeah,
like,
no.
You should already have the plan ahead of time, knowing that you're going to be healthy because you've already got everything ready.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, like, you don't have to create your own meals. Like sometimes when we have a busy season, because believe it or not, we get busy too. Like I know that people think like there
You
was
work
a time
from home. You must have
right?
so much time to make meals.
Yeah. No, but there was a time, right, when I was doing work like as a personal trainer. Then I would go and I would work as an exercise physiologist 9 to 5. Then I would come home and I'd be a PT in the afternoon. Plus I was also studying at the same time. Like that was like really busy season for me.
Yep.
So that I had to fit like some of my workouts. I literally broke it up into half, where I did half a workout 20 minutes before a client. Then I had my client and then there was a gap after that client. So then I'd do the rest of the workout. Then I split it up.
Yep.
But in those busy seasons, sometimes like even if we don't have time to do meal prep or anything, like it's okay to go to the shops and buy some of those ready-made meals.
Yeah, of course. Like we sometimes buy those Muscle Chef meals. Those are our favorite. But a lot of people will ask us, Mel, what are the best pre-made meals? It doesn't really come down to what are the best pre-made meals. It comes down to what can you fit within your calories and what are the meals that you actually like. So there's so many different frozen options that you can buy at Coles, Woolies, Aldi, whatever it is. Find what your calories are, fit it within your calories and go, okay, I can have this 500 calorie pre-made meal that I just put into the microwave at work. And then I'm going to work my calories around that throughout the rest of the day. But a lot of people will also say about that, oh, but that's so expensive. And I'm like, yeah, but you're either going to pay with your time or with your money.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't have any time, then you're going to just go, okay, well, I'll just spend that little bit more to save time because I actually don't have time to meal prep my food. But if you have a quieter week, this is where you can go, okay, I actually have more time this week. I'm going to save money by prepping my own meals, but it's going to take up more of my time now. So it just depends on what you want to pay with that week, time or money. On those weeks when we use them, it comes down to those weeks where maybe we're traveling the week before, we didn't have time to get groceries, and then we go, okay, for the next 3 days until we get a proper grocery shop done, we're going to have those ready. Sometimes we actually even have them ready in the freezer. We have backup freezer options, like whether we've made dinner and we've had leftovers, we will weigh it out and freeze it in a container and write a little post-it note on it about what the actual calories are, what the meal is, what date we had it. So what we can do is when we go to the freezer and want to have that on a night that we haven't cooked or haven't prepared, I can go back and be like, oh, we had this on January 7th. I can go back to our tracker. It's already tracked on January 7th, and I can copy and paste the tracking into today's tracking. So you could do that as well.
Yeah, that's a great point. Like literally this happened just the other week.
Yeah.
Mel had one of her technique weeks, which is where we allow our online clients to book in sessions for anyone who wants to do any technique help or a technique work. So we both had PT sessions up until 9 p.m. at night. And we wake up early the next day. So we came in after that. We wanted to watch Netflix. We were watching the Beast Games. Amazing.
Oh, great episodes.
But we both came in and we were just like, we cannot be bothered. We didn't have enough time to plan. So we were actually kind of like, oh no, we ran out of time. We can't cook because it's like 9 p.m. now. What are we going to eat? And we didn't have to go and do takeaway because we just opened our freezer and we could see we had these lasagnas that were in there already done from a while ago. We had this amazing pasta that Mel slow cooked that was from probably a month ago. And we just literally opened one of those bags, threw that in the microwave, and then had this
Defrosted
amazing, amazing
it's still a
pasta.
healthy meal that we could easily track.
Yeah, and so that's one of the biggest tips is if you're creating any type of pastery, lasagnery, like those types of dishes, we have quite a few in our app that you can use. They're amazing to be able to cook a little bit of it, eat half of it now, but then put the rest of it in the freezer for those emergency days where you know that you're going to be busy and you don't have time. You can just look at, and you've just meal prepped for yourself by just cooking more quantity than what you actually need.
Yes, I love that point. Actually, I wrote that down is if you are cooking usually for like 2 people, if you've got a family, you probably don't have any leftovers. But what we do is we make a lot of recipes that have at least 4 to 6 servings per recipe. So when I make them, what I do is we have 2 servings for dinner for both of us. We have 2 servings for the lunch the next day, and the leftover 2 servings we freeze for another day. And like I said, we write on a post-it note what date we had it, the tracking, the macros and calories of it, so we can go back and see what macros and calories they had, so we can easily track it. But it just allows us to always have a backup option. Like we never feel like there's no option where we have to go and get takeaway, unless there is a moment where we're like, you know what, we just actually feel like takeaway and we're going to do that. But that's very rare, where we would actually rather have our healthy options, our healthy food that we've prepped ahead of time, because we've thought ahead. So if you have, maybe you only cook for 2 to 3 people, that could be a really good option for you as well.
Yeah. One of the things I used to do, because I know that there are some people out there who just don't want to meal prep. They're like, oh, they think it's going to take their whole Sunday. And that's not what we're talking about. We're not, we have had seasons where we've dedicated the whole Sunday to creating meals, but now, we go to church, we want to go hang out with our friends and family. We have lovely nieces and nephews we want to go see. So what we're talking about is when you are cooking dinner, just cook a bigger serving size of it so you have leftovers for lunches the next days, and that you can throw in the freezer to have for emergency days.
Yes.
But one of the things that I actually did before we got married, right? This was when I had to cook for myself.
Yuck.
I also didn't really want to dedicate to meal prepping because I was a competitive judo athlete. A lot of the time I had tournaments and different things on the weekends, and I was back in uni. I didn't want to, meal prep. I wanted to go out and do fun things on the weekend. So what I did instead, and this is one thing that I teach a lot of it's often my men clients, is to meal prep your basics. So instead of meal prepping a specific meal and then putting it in Tupperware containers, don't do that. That takes a lot of time unless you want to.
Yep.
But what I'm talking about is just cook up a whole batch of slow cooked meat.
Yeah, the proteins.
And now you've cooked the basic, which is your meat, and you can use that now throughout the week on all different recipes. So you could have that, you just dress it up differently. So on the day that you cook the meat, maybe you have it with the meat, potatoes, and some veggies. Then the next day, maybe you make a press sandwich with that same meat. Mm-hmm. Then the next day, maybe you make a burrito bowl and you have some rice. So if you just cook your basics in bulk, then you can just have a container of rice for the next couple of days that you can use in different recipes. You can make fried rice. You can have it in burrito bowls. You can have it on wraps. You can literally make burritos if you want. You can make a salad bowl where you throw a loaded salad with your meat, your different carb source, all of that.
Yeah, that's
Potatoes.
a really good point.
Yeah, so that's something I used to do because then I would not feel like I'm eating. Because one of the things that people hate about meal prepping is they're like, I don't want to eat the same meal over and over and over. And that's where this strategy, where you just meal prep your basics, is way better, because then you can dress it up differently every single day so you don't feel like you're eating the exact same meal.
That's a really good point, especially for people who like variety and they're like, oh, I want to have different meals all the time. You can have the same proteins. For example, maybe you batch cook extra lean beef mince with taco seasoning, a big batch of it. Maybe you marinate some chicken and cut up the chicken breast into little strips, and then you have it in wraps or burrito bowls, like you were saying, throughout the week. So that's a really, really good point as well. I know another good point for someone who's really busy in regards to nutrition is having the time to go get groceries done. And I know a lot of people dread this. They're like, oh, I don't want to go get groceries done. It's so overwhelming. On weeks where we're really busy, we either do 2 things. Where, first of all, what we do is every Thursday, I actually jump on the Woolies app or the Coles app and we order our groceries online. Do you know what's really great about those apps as well? Is you can save your shopping list that you've previously made beforehand on those on the app or something. So you can make different lists for maybe different weeks and go okay, this busy week that's coming up, this is our busy week grocery list, or the one that we have to restock all our basics for. And you just copy and paste that grocery list and you don't have to redo and go through everything. So if you save up and build up a few grocery lists on the app over time, it makes life so much easier. So then what you can do is you order your groceries, choose a pickup time, and then you just go pick it up the next day or whatever day you want to pick it up. We do that a lot where we pick up our groceries sometimes on a Sunday after church. So I'll order them on a Thursday or a Friday. I know we're going to finish church around 10:30. So I'll pick up our groceries at 11 a.m. Then we go home, put it away. We meal prep whatever we want to. Otherwise, we don't. Like, it depends on the week that we have coming up, and we do it that way. If you're really busy and you want to go to that next level, or maybe you're a busy mum who's just had a baby or whatever it is, you can order your groceries online to come to you. Yes, there's a fee for that. I think it's around maybe $15, but it might be for a really busy week, the option that's really going to help you, where it comes straight to your door. You have no excuse to be like, I didn't have time to buy healthy groceries. It just came straight to your door. You put it away. That could really help you as well. I can't remember the last time I've actually gone into a shop.
Yeah, we've become big. We do the pickup one though, so we literally just get it straight after church.
Which I love. You just tell them on the app, I'm here, and then you put it in your boot. How good is that? I love it. Like, we are already, I know this sounds crazy, but if you know me, you know I'm a big planner. We already practice what habits and stuff we're going to do for like our future family. Like, I know that I'm not going to want to go to do groceries with kids. Like, I just know that. I'm like, that's chaos. I see other families do it. I'm like, ew. Where I'm going to save that time and go, okay, I'm always going to order our groceries to pick up at this certain time. And it just saves us so much time already.
Yeah, no, that's huge. With training, let's switch to training, because nutrition, you guys get the idea. But again, just to highlight, like, being prepared is the key to this. Like, you might be busy, but if you want to achieve goals while you're being busy, like, this is what you need to do, is just take that time, an hour for this week. Just sit down this weekend and just sit there with your calories and just figure out, okay, what is my flexible meal plan? And just create one and just watch how much easier it's going to make your life. Because the advantage of meal plans is, yes, they're a bit more rigid and they're not as flexible, but when you create it yourself, you're making it flexible. And as long as you eat those things that you put on that meal plan, you know that those, and don't just find the main meals, like, make it realistic. Like, if you know you eat snacks, plan snacks into your meal plan, right? Yeah. So have your options, so you know what your breakfast options are, or if you're fasting, you don't need that. You know what your lunch ideas are, you know what your dinner ideas are, and you know what your snack ideas are, so you can then just rotate through those meals and you don't have to think anymore. You can just eat. You can just execute.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah.
And I guess you're leading into now the training side of things is another habit that a lot of people push to the side. And I know a lot of my clients have struggled lately being really busy and realizing that the year is just flying by already. We're already in March. And I had a few clients in their check-ins yesterday be like, Mel, like I'm already letting go of all my habits. And what they keep doing and making the mistake of is, when they're really busy, because we all are, is they keep saying, oh, I'm just I'll get to my workouts. I'll get to them. Then at the end of the week, it's Saturday and Sunday. They're like, oh my gosh, I've got 4 workouts to get done in 2 days. They keep leaving it to the last minute. And it's like, instead of leaving all your long workouts to the end of the week, there are so many other tips that we have if you're in a busy season to ensure that you're still training, but still fitting it into your busy schedule.
Yeah. Well, let's go into them. So I think the first thing that people need to realize is the law of depreciating returns. And so what that means, a lot of people are like, what the heck is depreciating?
Yeah, I was like, that sounds really nice.
What depreciating basically means is that for the effort you're putting in, the more times you do it, it gets less and less rewarding. So when you do exercise, this applies to your muscles. The first 2 to 3 exercises you do of your workout have the most benefit for your body. You actually get 80% of the results from the first 2 to 3 exercises. Then the rest of the workout gives you the last 20% of the result. So it's like if you were brushing your teeth, there's depreciating returns, right? There's a reason why they tell you to only do it for 2 minutes or so, because you can keep brushing your teeth past 2 minutes and do 3, 4, 5, 6 minutes if you really wanted to. But the thing is that for every minute after that first minute, like that first minute cleans the majority of your teeth. Then every minute after that, yeah, you might increase the cleanliness just a little bit, but you're getting depreciating returns. Like, you're getting less and less out of your time involvement.
Yeah.
And so if you apply this now to your workouts, what the muscle growth, what the research shows about that is that the first 3 sets for a muscle gives you the most benefit for that muscle. And then of course, if you have more time, more sets is better.
Yeah.
but it's depreciating returns. It's not like you get double the result by doing double the sets.
That's a good
right?
point.
You get depreciating returns for every set you do. So
Yeah.
one of the most basic workouts that I'll go back to is just literally whatever your program is that me or Mel have given you, or that maybe you've made for yourself. If you're busy, just get to the gym knowing that, oh, actually, if I just do the first 2 to 3 exercises and leave, maybe 4 if you can, I'm actually not getting a worse workout than usual. Like, yeah, a little bit. But that's actually the main part of the workout. Like, you've gotten your 80% of the result by getting in there and doing the first 3 to 4 exercises.
Yeah, it's
Then
such a
you
good
can
point.
leave and just leave the 20% on the table. But if you wanted to get the extra 20% reward, then that's where you do the rest of the workout to get that done.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing, is just realize that you don't have to do the entire workout. You could just do the first 2 to 3 exercises, maybe 4, and then get out of there.
Yeah, that's a great point. Instead of just being like, I can't get the whole workout in, so I won't get anything at all, at least get the most benefit out of what you can fit in. So I like to remind a lot of my clients, especially my busy clients, which most of us are, is we've structured your programs and your workouts to make sure that your top 3-4 exercises are your compound exercises. And what I mean by that is exercises that use multiple muscle groups. So if you haven't got much time, don't waste it on lateral raises or like little tiny bicep curls. Do exercises, and they're already programmed this way, where you are challenging multiple muscle groups in that workout, so you don't have to waste time waiting to just do one muscle at a time. It's like, let's actually work 5 muscles at the same time to make sure that we're fitting it in to maybe that 20 or 30 minute period. Like, I have a client right now who is doing so well. She trains from home. She only has 20 minutes every morning. She told me her calendar. She goes, I've only got 20 minutes. So I've made sure that her workout fits into 20 minutes of her morning from 5 to 5:20. But she's been so consistent with that. Instead of going, oh, Mel, like, I don't have time to go to the gym, I don't have an hour every morning, we've gone, okay, you have a good 20 minutes. So guess what all her exercises are? They're all compound exercises that work on multiple muscle groups to ensure she's getting the most impact.
You know the crazy thing too? I remember when we were at church, if this is the person I'm thinking about, their child was like, hey, mummy's getting muscles now.
Yeah, I know. I loved that. That made me so happy.
But isn't that cool that she's actually doing only a 20-minute workout, literally?
Yeah, 20 minutes.
And she's been losing weight because she's been on
Getting
point with
stronger.
nutrition, and she's been getting stronger, and she's toning up, and you're starting to
Yeah.
see those lean muscles coming through.
Instead of just going, instead of just relying on, oh, I need to be 100% perfect and go to the gym and have a whole hour to train, she's like, I'm going to work with what I've got in this busy season and see how it goes. And as long as you're consistent with that, you will see the results more than someone who actually does a really good 1 hour session once or twice a week.
Yeah. So we talked about how the first 3 to 4 exercises give you the most bang for buck out of the workout, and then the rest of the workout just gets you that extra 20% result.
Oh, look, if you've got time, please do the rest of your workout. That clients don't
That's
think,
where I was
I'm
going
going
into.
to,
Yeah.
I'm going to skip it
So
now.
that is worst case, okay? So we just want
Yeah.
you to know that there's depreciating returns. So literally the first 3 to 4 sets and 3 to 4 exercises get the best result as long as you push hard with those ones,
Yep.
okay? So one of the most basic
say that.
workouts that I'll do, if I'm following a full body program, I'll come into the gym and I'll just pick one pushing exercise, for example, a bench press, one pulling exercise, which might be like a pull-up, and one leg exercise. And I'll just do those 3 and get out, and that's it. And it's just a 20-minute workout. I push hard with them and I'm out.
Yep.
But if you want to do better than that and you don't want to skip some of the exercises, so first of all, know that it's okay doing that. So if that's all you can afford, just do that.
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of people don't like the feeling of looking at their workout and going, oh, some of it was incomplete.
Yeah.
Yes, we don't want to aim for that every single workout, but if it's all you've got, it's better than doing nothing at all. Continue.
Yeah. And if we do notice our clients are doing that, we then break down the workout and we just create it so
Yeah,
they don't
we'll
have
change it.
a whole thing like that.
Yeah.
But the next step is if you can get the whole workout done, that's where doing things like supersetting can
I
help.
love a good superset.
Do you want to tell people what supersets are?
So supersets are when you put one exercise with another and then you rest. So for example, when you're not supersetting, you would do 3 sets of an exercise and rest in between each set. But if you're doing a superset, for example, you would do a squat without any rest, you will go straight into a shoulder press, for example, and then you will rest. So it's shortening the rest time between exercises, but it also gets your heart rate up as well. So
Yeah.
I personally love it. Some of my clients hate it, but I love the feeling of pushing myself to the max, but also feeling my heart race, getting that sweat on as well. And it just makes me feel like I've done such a good job. And it also helps me when I don't have much time to train to fit more things in. So for example, sometimes I will superset two opposing muscles. So like, for example, if I'm doing my squats, I look at the bottom of my workout and I go, oh, I've got my bicep curls there. I'm actually going to do my squats and superset straight into my bicep curls because my squats aren't going to fatigue my bicep curls, and I'll quickly do that. Another way that I do it as well, though, is I reduce my rest time.
Yeah.
So like if I've given my clients 90 seconds rest time, of course that 90 seconds is really important when you do have the time to push, because that 90 seconds allows your muscles to recover and repair enough to push in that next set. So you're probably not going to hit massive PBs, but you are still going to be challenged in other ways for those workouts. Now, we don't recommend that for every workout, but if I'm in a rush, superset, short rest time, in, out, done.
Yeah. And what you were saying with reducing the rest times, what I'll teach a lot of my guys to do, like if they're stronger and they're lifting heavy, you can't simply cut the rest, because then you're not going to be able to lift the next set.
Yeah, this is not group training, guys.
No. And so that's what we'll do is implement something called drop setting, which is dropping the weight so that you can go into the next set straight away. So if I'm really time poor and I'm like, you know what, I want to get my 3, because the most important thing in a workout is getting the number of hard sets done. Okay. But if you're time poor and you don't have time to do all of them with resting, 90 to 2 minutes in between each exercise, then that's where you can do set 1, go heavy for it. But then instead of resting, you're now going to drop the weight to a weight that you can go straight away with. So then you might, let's say if I'm doing bicep curls, I might do the first set with 10 kilos and I'll do as many as I can to failure. Then I'll drop the weight and I'll pick up the 8 kilos and go to failure again. Then I'll drop the weight and then I might pick up 6 kilos and go to failure again. So that way I'm doing back-to-back sets. If you want, you could rest, 20 to 30 seconds so you don't end up vomiting. But by dropping the weight, you're actually able to lift the next exercise, but the next set straight away without having to rest. So it's just a really time-effective way of training, and it allows you to get some cardio benefits in your strength training, same with supersets, so that you're both building muscle and you're getting some cardiovascular fitness at the same time in that one workout. So if you're busy, this is perfect, because in just 2 to 3 workouts a week, you could get a workout done where you're getting a lot of your resistance training done to help strengthen your bones, your muscles, your joints. And then you're also going to get a little bit of cardio done just in those strength workouts because you're supersetting exercises and because you're doing drop sets and you're not resting much. So those are some really good strategies to be able to speed up workouts. And sometimes you can literally get them done, like you were saying, in 20 minutes. You could do the same equivalent workout. It's just obviously going to be a lot lighter than if you were to do a whole hour workout.
Yeah, like we don't recommend that for always. Like sometimes I remember when I was doing PT, like all the time in here, if I had a quick 20 minutes and I needed to get a workout in, what I would do is if in my own program been like, I've got to get 12, 15 reps of a certain exercise, then I would be like, no, I'm actually going to reduce the amount of reps I'm doing and fail quicker with a heavier weight. I can do that though because we've been training for quite a significant amount of time, so I know the weight that I need to push for 6 to 8 reps, and I would challenge myself quicker and fail quicker instead of relying on a higher rep range to get there. Now, again, there are so many benefits of having a higher rep range, so don't think if we've programmed for you guys higher rep ranges, you're like, oh, I'll just go back down to 6 to 8 for all the time. No, there's benefits to both, but if you do have less time, then that's a really good thing to do as well, because remember, the goal in the gym is to really push to failure. So if you're not failing quick enough on higher reps, reduce the reps, increase the weight, push yourself to the max by reducing your rest time as well, maybe supersetting, and then you've got a quick, good workout in 20 minutes instead of doing nothing at all. And I wanted to go into the point as well of like, instead of having that all or nothing mindset, the clients who in busy seasons who still get their workouts in are the people who want it. And I've been telling a lot of clients this lately who keep saying, oh, like, I'm just so busy, Mel, you don't get it. I get it. Like, I understand it. Our job is to understand this. But the difference between our really busy clients who get results and who don't, the clients who get results have the mentality of it's a must. They have to get those workouts in. They will get up at 3:30 in the morning to fit them in. They will find a way to put those workouts into their schedule without fail. So if you're sitting here going, yeah, but I just don't know when I'm even going to get 20 minutes in, I can guarantee you've scrolled on Instagram and TikTok for half an hour. I can guarantee you've probably done that. I can guarantee that you've probably fit something else into your lunch break instead of going on a walk, for example. There's always time. You've just got to find it. Whether you get up early, go to bed later, whatever it is, you've got to go. It's actually a must, not just a maybe.
Yeah. And if you're one of those people who says that I'm so busy, there's no time, it's most like, if you're honest with yourself, there is time.
You don't want it bad enough then.
No.
It sounds
Well,
so
it's
harsh.
It's not just that, but it's just that it's just kind of like the saying that we all say when we're feeling stressed and overwhelmed.
Yeah.
But just because you're feeling the emotions of stress and overwhelm doesn't mean that your calendar is actually back-to-back booked with no time.
Yeah, but
so that's where going back to our plan, like our calendar episode.
Yes.
Right? If you're not using a calendar, start using a calendar to start auditing your time to see, okay, what is my schedule like? What is my realistic time that I do have? What are the gaps that I maybe feel like I'm busy, but there are gaps there that I'm just using not effectively?
Yeah.
And so one of the things that we find is that but I think it's called Parkinson's law in psychology, where Parkinson's law basically means that the task will take as long as you give it. Okay. So if you give yourself 3 hours to do something, it will take you close to that 3 hours. Whereas if you gave yourself 1 hour, it would take you 1 hour to do that task. So by shortening the period that you're allocating to your tasks throughout your day in your calendar, it allows you to be more effective and fit more things in because you're giving yourself constraints for how long things can take you. Whereas if you're just using a to-do list and that's it, then yes, it's overwhelming because you're looking and you're like, wow, this is this massive list of tasks I got to do, but you haven't allocated times to do them all in. So then you're trying to do them all in the big chunk of time, and it just takes up the entire time. So if you're being effective, use your calendar, schedule your workouts as a non-negotiable. Again, if it is a busy season, then yeah, okay, maybe shorten it from an hour allocated to half an hour on purpose.
No, I love that point.
Get in there, get it done, make it a non-negotiable, and it will make all of your other tasks more effective because now through Parkinson's law, you're condensing how long you have to allocate to do those other things. So by default, you now have less time to swipe on social media. You have less time to do all of those things because you're like, oh no, now I don't have 3 hours here. I literally only have 1 hour here because I did my workout.
Yep.
So I'm actually going to have to get straight into my work and do it rather than what I usually do, which is get my phone out, swipe for a bit, do a bit of work, feel overwhelmed, so get my phone back out again, swipe for a bit. So instead, it's like now I have to do the task because I have gotten rid of my procrastination time.
That's good. And like usually people feel overwhelmed and say they don't have time due to lack of clarity. So like you said, like if you give yourself a certain amount of time to do certain tasks, you won't even think about it. You'll be like, okay, I know the exact workout I've got to do. I know the exact time frame. Set a timer and be like, okay, I've got 20 minutes. Whatever I can get done for this workout right now, I'm going to get done. And I can guarantee you won't jump on your phone and jump on Instagram during that time. You won't waste time if you know you've got a certain period that you can fit certain things in. Like when I train, I automatically have it set up where when we open our training app, my phone goes on do not disturb to every other app. Like you can do that in your phone.
Yeah, that's cool.
So like I really make sure that when I go into the office, I'm on do not disturb. Like you can set your boundaries to make sure that you get certain things done at a certain time to make sure that you aren't, getting sidetracked, doing other things. Because that's the hardest thing is when people have that lack of clarity, but also they're really distracted. Something that one of my clients do, and I know she listens to the podcast, so she's going to love that I'm saying this and you'll know who you are. One of my mum clients, what I love is she sends me a photo of her going to, after, when they finish school, going to do the pickup line. She gets there maybe like 20 minutes early and waits for her kids. Instead of sitting on her phone in the car for 20 minutes or whatever it is, she goes for a 20-minute walk. Now, you may think, what's 20 minutes going to do? But 5 days a week, that adds up over time. Over an hour and a half, nearly 2 hours of walking because she just decided to get there 20 minutes early. And I think all those things, those small little habits compound over time to such great impact instead of just thinking, 20 minutes means nothing. It all means something.
Yeah, I like that. And if you're sitting there and you're fighting us right now mentally, like if you're fighting us like, no, but you don't understand, like you're fighting for your excuses, then you're right. Like you win. Great. You don't have time. You're not going to get your results. Okay. So either you can fight us on this and just keep your mindset of like, I don't have time, keep that belief. Or you can be like, okay, you know what? Let me listen to what they're saying. Maybe I am, if I'm honest with myself, which to be honest, I don't know any human who doesn't waste time. We all do, right? So if you're honest with yourself, take a breather and realize that, okay, maybe I can find some time. What can I do to get this result?
I think you want to be you want to identify with, I'm the type of person who still does my healthy habits in a busy season. Instead of being like, I'm trying to be healthy, I'm trying to fit these things in, you're already identifying as someone who's like, maybe I'll do it. But if you're like, no, I'm a healthy person who gets these things done no matter what, you find a way. Our brain responds to what we tell it. So if you're constantly saying things like, I'm going to get things done, I'm a healthy person, I tick off my healthy habits every single day, your brain is going to look for ways to prove that to you and be like, oh, you can fit it in here. You can do this. But if you say, oh, I'm trying to lose weight, I'm trying to do this, your brain's going to be like, well, you're trying, but like, here's an excuse, here's that, and it wants to prove you right. So always be declaring over yourself what you want to become. Even if you're not that person yet, declare it over yourself and be like, I'm a healthy person. I actually call myself an athlete. I tell my clients to call themselves athletes because an athlete would show up. An athlete would find time. Yes, they have more time to train because that's their job. And our job is to be fit as well. But we also struggle with time as well. But like we said through this whole podcast, we have small increments that if we can't do something well to the degree that we want to get it done, we have a smaller time frame that we go, okay, well, at least we'll do this. Instead of having that all or nothing mindset that you've probably had over your whole life, and it's probably the reason you're where you're at now, there's no better time than now to fix that. Like I was saying to a client yesterday with this example, she actually said to me, she said to her family, I'm trying to lose weight. So like she didn't want the dessert. I'm like, I think you need to be bolder with that statement and just be like, no, like I'm losing weight. So it's not like I'm trying, because then they can easily be like, oh, come on, just have the cake. It's like
just get rid of the vocabulary. Don't use the word trying at all.
It's like a smoker though, going, oh, I'm trying to stop smoking. It's like
I'm
you
not
wouldn't
a
say
smoker.
that. I'm not a smoker. I don't identify as a smoker. I don't smoke. Instead of being like, oh, I'm trying not to, I don't smoke. Like people can't even offer me alcohol. My in-laws don't even offer me alcohol anymore because they know that I'm going to always be like, no thanks, because they know I'm not a drinker. But that's like, that's just who I am. Instead of me saying every time, oh, I'm trying to not drink at dinner, I say, I don't drink, and that's okay. So the confidence in that, like I now do the actions of someone who doesn't drink. I do the actions of a healthy athlete. You know what I mean? It all comes down to your language to begin with.
Yeah. No, I love those points.
Thank you.
I think you just need to choose that this is who you are, this is what you do, and reward yourself mentally for it. Because your mindset won't change until you recognize the actions you're taking. So when you are busy and you do that half workout, don't look at it as, oh, I didn't do the whole workout, I suck. Look at it as, I'm so glad I did that. Like, look at me being the type of person who gets things done.
Yes.
Even though I'm a mum of 4 and I'm busy and I'm studying uni on the side and I've got this extra job commitment and all of this, I still got my workout done. Or, oh yeah, look at this ready-made meal I just meal prepped and had. Or, oh yes, okay, I've got my meal prepped meal that I've got from Coles that I bought, like whether it's the Muscle Shelf or something.
Yeah.
Like you need to reward yourself psychologically when you do the right actions. Like emphasize and cheer yourself on, being like, I'm glad I did that. Like post on, so like one of the best things about sharing things on social media is the social encouragement you get, right? And even if nobody likes it, you're not doing it for that. It's just like, take a picture, put it up on social media of you doing the workout. So then it's like, I did that. Like that's my celebration moment. And it's like, now I'm off to do my 20 list of tasks that I have to do.
I love that point. And I'm always reminding our clients who do post a lot. Of course, we love to see it. Like you should see when it says so-and-so mentioned you in their story, we're like, oh my goodness. Because like we've been a part of that journey. That's so exciting.
Yeah.
However, I'm always reminding those clients that post that it's not just our benefit. It's the benefit of you may not get the likes that maybe you're searching, whatever it is, but you never know who you're inspiring. The amount of clients that have come to us from other clients posting, from them going, oh, like I saw so-and-so post and I just couldn't believe that they have achieved those results and I'm in the same situation as they are and I felt like it was impossible to do that. And now they are achieving results and inspiring others. You never know the domino effect of you inspiring others without even having to say anything. Show the social proof of like, hey, I'm a busy person, but I still make time for myself. Like I know for myself, I'm already like, I know I'm not a mum. And I go, okay, one day when I have children, I'm going to make sure that I'm still not proving to anyone else, but proving to myself that I can still fill my cup in some capacity as a mum to make sure that I'm not just giving to everyone else and not giving to myself. Whether that means only 10 minutes of a workout instead of an hour, I will still show up for myself, not just to inspire others around me, but also to inspire myself and to inspire my children. Like your kids, your family, your workmates, everyone is looking at you, whether you know it or not, and take that as a compliment to be like, wow, like I'm just a normal average person and I'm inspiring someone to change their life. I think that is amazing.
Yeah.
Cherry on top.
Well, guys, I think that's what we have for you today.
Oh, I hate when it ends.
Yeah, me too. But guys, just decide that you're the type of person who takes action even when they're busy. Because remember, you can skip a workout once, but you can't miss twice. Like, never miss twice, okay? Whether it's your nutrition, never miss twice. Whether it's workouts, never miss twice. And just focus on what you can do. Don't focus on what you can't do and what you can't fit in and I'm too busy for this. What can you do? How much time do you have? Maybe your workouts aren't even in the gym. If it needs to look different, don't be like, oh, well, because I can't go to the gym, I don't have time to travel there and back. So what? Go buy a pair of dumbbells and let's start doing some dumbbell workouts at home. They only need to be 20 minutes, like our client from church is doing absolutely amazing. My other client, he's lost 20 kilos.
Yeah, he's doing great.
In the last 5 months. And he's busy too, right? And people ask, how does he do that? It's like because he creates the plan and he follows it.
Yeah.
And he just gets it done. He just takes action.
It's about learning that small habits compound effect over time. Like, no one's doing these, people who get great results aren't doing these drastic like workouts. They're not doing these drastic, routines with their health and only eating 1,000 calories. It's like, no, they're just doing what they need to be doing in a basic way, but they're consistent. They just keep doing it. And if you keep doing something and learn how to be consistent in busy seasons, then you're going to be someone who never has to go, oh no, I've got a wedding coming up, I need to lose weight. Guess what? You're just maintaining your weight always, and you never have to worry about something coming up because you're just that weight always.
Yeah. So our challenge to you this week, guys, is just get it done.
Yep.
Set your minimum standards. So for me, my minimum is 3 workouts a week. They don't have to be an hour each. They just have to be 3 workouts, okay? So this week that we're going into right now, I want to see all of you, no matter how busy you are, 3 workouts this week where you're just doing, it could be 20-minute workouts. Maybe you got to the gym and you showed up, but you couldn't get the whole workout. You just did the first 2 exercises. Show up to 3 workouts this week and just get it done. And then with nutrition, create your flexible meal plan. So figure out what are your 2 to 3 breakfast, lunches, dinners, and snacks that you like. And then you're done. Like, just eat those and you're going to get the results. And it's easy because now you don't have to decide anything.
Yeah, I love that. It's a good challenge. And like, if you want to follow that challenge, which you should, let us know. Like, keep us updated how you're going. Let us know if this episode helped you. And we just want to thank you all as well that we got a notification yesterday that we've hit 1,000 downloads and plays, whatever it is. Oh my goodness, we were so excited. We just jumped up and down with excitement. We're just so grateful for your support. So thank you so much. You have no idea, with you listening to our podcast every Monday, it just means the world to us. So thank you so much. Anyway, guys, we hope you
live the Pro Body lifestyle.